What's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood chatterbox here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Matinee Show. Hope all of you homies out there are doing good. If not, please believe it, it will be the best day ever. So today we are going to go see a short review of a film called Master, directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj, which stars Vijay and Vijay Sethupathi. From the day it was announced, it had huge expectations. From the director was just directed just two movies, and it was releasing on the same day of Bigil, which was a huge movie. That too during a Diwali clash. Kaidi was competing with Vijay, starrer Bigil. As usual, Vijay movie got huge opening, but after 10 days, everyone started talking about this movie. How unique it was in the storytelling. A movie without a song. You can guess, right? A Indian movie without a song, how different it was from a mass masala movies of big heroes. It showed how a movie can make an impact on B and C audience without any hype through songs. It gave a huge competition to Bigil. For me personally, Kaidi gave huge expectations for Lokesh Kanagaraj. That movie made a fan of Lokesh Kanagaraj. That's one of the best films I ever watched. This movie had two different sections of fans who was expecting for this movie. One sector of fan was fan of the director, or like me, who was a fan from his previous works, and the other side had Vijay fans who were waiting for the next hero venture after their previous mediocre movie Bigil. Everyone was so excited when they released the first look poster, which in which we saw Vijay in a different look with a glass of wine, and he was looking so depressed, which really got me excited. Like a big starer like Vijay acting in a different kind of role. And it also had Vijay Sethupathi. He's one of the best actors from South Indian industry. And after that, they released a second look poster in which Vijay Sethupathi are fighting against each other, with each of them having a face covered with blood. That really got me excited. Like Vijay versus Vijay Sethupathi. I cannot wait for this movie to be released in theaters. That too after a long break from Corona, this movie released on Pongal. I still that the theater experience was so good than that movie. Only fear was that if what if they underutilized Vijay Sethupathi? Vijay Sethupathi is a good actor. He's one of the best actors out there. But what if they underutilized him, like what they did in a Pete film? Like in a Karthik Subraj film. That was my only like worrisome of this movie. So coming to the movie, this movie has three off can be split in three off. First off, and and the second portion is that Bhargav's death scene, and then climax. So if you ask me, this is, in my opinion, this is a complete Lokesh film for like first half, entire first half. You can see Vijay. I would even say till that Bhargav's death scene, it was complete Lokesh film. It was so good, it was so engaging till that point, and after that point, we know that that's where the movie went actually down. And after that, after the third part, the climax again went up. It's like downward stocks and upward stocks. It's like that kind of a meme. In my opinion, that Bhargav's death scene and that lorry scene didn't even connect with me. That Bhargav's death scene came out of nothing. He was not even connected with JD in the first place, and JD getting emotional for Bhargav's death, and JD saying he's one of the baddest person, one of the worst persons he has ever met in his life, to the juvenile students who did much worse things than him compared to him. So those scenes definitely made this movie like that part definitely made a meme. Like Bhargav just came for like 7 minutes, but he was shown like a big baddie, that kind of a villain who changed his heart. And that lorry sequence, that scene could have been easily edited to cut short it to like 2 or 45 minutes instead of 2 or 58 minutes. So that's where that lag came, that lorry fight, and that unnecessary political dialogue from Vijay sir. So that's like he's trying to appease his mass base. I have no issues in that, but that Bhargav sentiment scene, oh, didn't even work with me. Like he could have made a scene like is that girl, I can't remember his name, that girl, Bhargav's girlfriend dying. That would have made much more impact. If you have seen the deleted scene, he was like trying to bring that girl's justice, who has been harassed by a friend, and professors were trying to pinpoint that due to her dressing sense, men are trying to harass her. So that's JD tries to disagree with the professors, and tries to make sure that women's can be it's not women's fault, it's all about men's fault. So we can see relationship between JD and that girl, Bhargav's girlfriend. But between Bhargav and JD we don't even see any relationship. But all of a sudden JD is feeling bad about Bhargav, and it's like how much of a bad person he is. So that was kind of a meme, and that lorry fight is over the top. It was not like Lokesh style, that unnecessary arrow scene. That was like over the scene, but the climax was so good, man, so good. Vijay Sethupathi and Vijay, what a performance. That's like one of the best climax I ever seen. That fight scene, that music in it, the stunt sequence, that dialogue also, like it was so good. What I said, that three parts, that Lokesh till that Bhargav's death scene, and that Bhargav's death scene and lorry fight and the climax. So that 20-minute part made this movie like, you know so memeable, not memeable, that 20-minute part only. Going through the social media, right? There were a lot of people when during Vikram release said that I don't want another film like Master from Lokesh. So that was a kind of impact, that it was a good Vijay movie, but it was not Lokesh movie. So that was the main thing about this movie. I'm doing this review after watching Beast. After watching Beast, this film, I'm sorry to Lokesh Kanagaraj for having that opinion like the 20 minutes. I'm even happy to accept the 20-minute opinion, 20-minute scene after watching Beast, like entire movie. I believe in Lokesh Kanagaraj supremacy. The movie had the best first half of Vijay sir since Kaidi, sorry, Katti. This has the best first half scene from Vijay sir. It showed a different type of hero who's flawed but morally good. If you look at all Vijay sir's career, all of his movies, it always shows him as a good character and always fights for justice. Like all the mass hero movies, it was like that. But in this movie, he did a character role, which he nailed it absolutely. Like you can see how much of a character JD is. Still, many of them are vibing with his headsets and acting like JD. That's that much impact they made in that JD's role. We can see that how well the JD character is written, but it could have been much better. And in the origin story is made like a Joker esque, like unknown mystery. Whenever someone asks, I say, origin why he has become like this, he says a lot of film references, which is so super hilarious. He's depressed, alcoholic, and he's like a literally me character. I should really appreciate Vijay sir for agreeing to do this role, because he's a mass actor, but he believed in Lokesh vision and he agreed to it. It shows Lokesh guts to that too. In his third film, he made sure that Vijay sir could act in a character role. It has one of the best intro scenes of all time. Period. I'm even ready to fight with anyone. It has the best intro scene, that music, and that scene where Vijay sir runs towards, JD runs towards this camera to catch the bus. That scene, that a pure goosebump scene. Actor can reach that good, that type of intro. It has one of the best intros compared to any of the Vijay sir's fanboy movie, uh, Beast. Best intro song Vati coming, that is also pure vibe material. So this movie has everything in it except for those 20 minutes. How could I miss Vijay Sethupathi sir? That Bhavani role, they developed Bhavani like a so cold-blooded villain. He doesn't even drink or do anything. He believes in God, but he does a drug business. So that's like character arc. A person who doesn't drinks or do a drug sells a drug. So this is like a complete opposite of like what their character is. And also, like after 20 minutes, after 20 minutes only, we'll be seeing Vijay sir's intro. To that, Vijay Sethupathi holds everyone's, like that in first intro scene itself will be little chills. How he kills everyone with just one punch. That's so good. And talking about the interval block, we can see Vijay, Bhavani, and JD talking to each other, and Bhavani is, referencing Vijay's famous dialogue, "I'm waiting." That was one of the hilarious scene, and what a performance, man, in that interval. That especially after JD seeing hanging of suicide of two childrens. What a scene! What a scene! That's like one of the best emotional scenes from Vijay sir I watched. Yeah, Vijay sir expressed that JD's guilt. After he could have saved those two kids if he has listened to them properly. There's that guilt feeling and realization scene is absolutely brilliant in my opinion. This movie has that one character arc which we lack in a lot of mass masala hero movies. From being an irresponsible and drunkard JD to a guy who's responsible for cleaning up the juvenile. So that's the character arc. He feels responsible. That it's his duty to reform the society. He is the new hope for juvenile kids and to free from the clutches of Bhavani, who's using them illegally for his drug trade. This is the character arc which we have been missing for like all the heroes as mass masala hero, because they're always morally good and they usually advise their fans like this is what to do, this is what to do. But in this movie, hero advises his fans through song after he himself reforms from being a drunkard to an a responsible person. So this is how a character arc should be in a movie. And climax scene, one of the best scenes, best climax scenes, that um, Lokesh's ideology of using Lokesh's ideology of using unique missionaries like machine gun and Kaidi. It In this movie it was like a bracelet which slows down Bhavani. I thought like Bhavani is going to win this after like one punch. JD was knocked out. So after this, JD used his brain and he used his bracelet to slow down Bhavani. That was one of the best scenes. And with that music, wow, like super awesome scene it was. It elevated the scene to like another level. And that fight sequence, what an energy from both of them. They're like putting like each other. That meme, like two dragons fighting with each other. Like it was like that. Two of them putting a maximum effort to make sure that the action choreography looks good. So this is all about the positives of this movie. Now I'm going to talk about the cons of this movie. Now, and those cons are like nitpicking, not like big cons like Beast movie. So this is like nitpicking in my opinion. Like the first one is they could have chosen another lead for an heroine role, like actress role, lead heroine role. They could have gone with another heroine instead of Malavika. That's like for me it's like unpopular opinion. I don't know how many of you guys agree with me. Because in this movie she's the one who makes sure JD goes to jail and tries to reform this juveniles environment. So she's the one who sends JD through like a letter to this juvenile. So after watching those two kids dying, she should have been more. She's the one most devastated. Like those two kids asked her to help, but she couldn't. She wasn't. She tried her best to help them, but she failed in that role. If you in that scene, if you look at those scenes, you can see that Malavika's acting exposed, like she was overacting in that part with over the top expressions. At one you can see the direct opposite to Vijay sir, who was acting so subtly, and the JD's acting like Vijay sir's acting was so good, and you can see that how a real person will be in that position if he feels like he's a responsible person. But you can see direct contrary opposite to Malavika, who performs like an over the top emotional scene. So that was my con for the in that scene. It was like so. It was so out of touch from Lokesh sir in that movie. And second is a nitpicking. That's my opinion. And after watching Beast movie, this scene was too good. I'm so the entire political statement and unnecessary that lorry fight, which I already mentioned in in pros itself, like that was like off the it was completely off of the movie, those scenes and those emotions. It didn't connect with me in my personal opinion, and as Like the Bhargav's death scene itself is kind of forced to make sure that hero feels that need of taking a revenge on Bhavani's for his misdeeds. It was like, but we didn't connect with Bhargav. If he had much more screen time and much more story development, it would have been a much better scene. But he had a mere like 7 minutes totally, I guess. But those sentiments didn't even work with anyone, in my opinion. Which from my friend's side, I don't know about you guys. If you agree with me, please comment it in the below. Or like what I said earlier, that Bhargav's girlfriend death scene could have been much better, in my opinion. So that's those are nitpickings from my side. After watching Beast movie, this movie is like, I believe in Lokesh Kanagara supremacy. I've given 9 out of 10 movie, 9 out of 10 for this movie after watching Beast. This is that's it from my end. To conclude, this is one of the best Vijay says movie in last 5 years. I will stand by that point. Good villain, good character role by Vijay sir, good villain role by Vijay Sethupathi sir, and awesome characterization and awesome character from both the sides. That contrast between them, and awesome acting from both of them, as I said already. And background score, how did I miss that? So it like it's the best background score from Anirudh sir. That especially that kabaddi scene, that entire remix of Gilly's song. It was so good, and it was it was so beautiful in that scene. That nostalgia of seeing that scene, kabaddi scene of Vijay San theater. Like it was good, and the climax, that BGM also so good, that actually elevated the scene much more. That's in that along with the BGM, this movie. The whole scene got into another level. For me, that's the best part of this movie. Like this movie has entire everything covered except for this 20 minutes. So this is so that's it from me. My rating, as I also already said, it's 9 out of 10. Thank you for as ever for watching. I guess you like this video. If you agree with my points, please do a like, share, and subscribe, and please click the bell icon for further videos from my side. Thank you. Have a great day.